Hey there, it's Steve from itmakessenseblog.com, and today I want to know, are you a current college student who's about to graduate and you're going to need a job? Or do you have a job now and you can't stand it? Or how about if you're in the middle of a career change and you're looking for a job or a new career opportunity? Most importantly, are you an introvert just like me? If so, stay tuned for today's video because I'm going to go through the top 13 online jobs that you may want to consider. For over 15 years, I worked in not a 9-to-5 job, but a 9-to-9 job in sales, and I would travel all the time. I would sell to clients. I would have cocktail parties, dinners, presentations, meetings, and just talking about this is making me tired. And if this sounds like you, then you might be an introvert just like me.
Now, if you don't know what an introvert is, an introvert gets their energy from their inner world, meaning we tend to focus more on our thoughts, our feelings, our moods. We get our energy from a quiet job or a walk in the woods or reading a book, or like in this picture, just sitting contemplating in a beautiful surrounding. Basically, we just simply fill up our tanks by having some alone time. Now, an extrovert, on their hand, they prefer to be around many people. They get their energy from large groups of friends. They love to talk. They are very active. And I know this because my wife is the perfect example of an extrovert. Like, her favorite hobby is going to New York and just talking to people on the streets, just meeting strangers. That's how she fills up her tank. Unfortunately, there's many misconceptions about introverts. For instance, being an introvert doesn't mean that we are socially anxious or shy. I was in the sales and I had to interact with a lot of people, but at the end of the day, I had, to refill my tank, I would want my alone time. And most introverts can be social, and you might not know this, but there's some very, very famous introverts that are highly, highly successful. Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft. Steven Spielberg, you have Mark Zuckerberg is an introvert. J.K. Rowling from the Harry Potter series. Michael Jordan, one of the most famous actually probably the most famous basketball player outside of LeBron James, is a big introvert. And then there's the famous Dr. Seuss, who is a proclaimed introvert. All of these people have, you can't even argue they are extremely, extremely successful. Now, in terms of work environments, corporate functions, parties, it's really not our cup of tea. And that's why an online job, if you are looking for either a career change or you hate your current job, that's might be something you want to look into. And, online jobs is something where you can work by yourself wherever you want, whenever you want, and it can be a perfect fit for introverts. And, and it gives you the best opportunity to create your own comfortable work environment. And this just leads to more job satisfaction and just being, happier and more productive. Now, a lot of companies now are offering flexible work environments, and if you can find one of those, that'd be perfect. For instance, I worked a job where I worked 3 days in the office and 2 days at home, so that was perfect for me. But if you don't have that kind of flexibility, then an online job might be right for you. So I've researched some of the current highest paying jobs that are based are online. So these could be perfect if you're an introvert. So let's get into what those jobs are. The first one is a computer program. So do you like to write programs? Do you like to code? Do you know Python, Java, C, or SQL? You can see the median salary, the top percent are earning over $134,000. So this might be something, if you are very technical and you like to sit and just figure things out on the computer, then this would be a great job for you to look into. Another one is an actuary. If you're great with math and you're good with numbers, and an actuary is someone that works primarily for insurance companies, and they figure out the risk involved with certain things. And the top the top percent annual salary is $146,000. Now you do need a lot of training for this, but if you're just getting started or if you're still in college, and you're great with numbers, this might be something that you want to look into. A data scientist, again, if you're good with numbers, this is a hot field right now. This is where you have a combination of programming and actuary science. And this is where you take all the data and you find correlations. You're good with statistics, and you can see that the top 10% are earning $134,000 a year. Again, if you're good with bookkeepers, or if you're good with numbers, then a bookkeeping would be a good job for you. This is where you keep the records, do the tax for small businesses or even large businesses. And you can see the top 10% are $25 an hour. I know I have a side business where my wife and I are partners in an urgent care, and we pay our bookkeeper $1,000 a month. And they do minimal work, just some of our payroll and then just the bookkeeping on a monthly basis. So that's something if you're good with numbers, you like accounting, bookkeeping might be something that you can look into. Another one, a medical coder. The business, I don't know if I mentioned this, but we own a couple of urgent cares. And a medical coder is someone that once a doctor sees a patient, they have a record that they have to keep. They write down what the diagnosis is, what's wrong with the patient. Well, then a medical coder takes that information and they put it into different codes, if you will, that are sent to the insurance companies. And based on those codes, those insurance companies pay you different rates depending on what those codes are. So that is something that you can look into. And I know for coding, they make pretty good money. $25 an hour, and that only takes about 13 months to get trained in to be a medical coder. Getting a little bit more into the creative side, if you love photography and you love to take pictures, then the top 10% are making over $61 an hour. And then you can also offer to sell your photos to marketing company, tourist companies, or even website developers. And this is a great way this is one of your hobbies, you can monetize this by selling photos to Shutterstock or upload them to FOAP. And as people download, you get the royalties. So photographies, if you love doing this as a hobby, might be something you want to look into. Graphic designer, and you use color illustrations, fonts, and layouts to visually communicate a message or present a product. I know for some of my things, I go to either Fiverr or Upwork.com and I look for graphic designers to do some of my thumbnails or some of my ebook covers or my bonus covers. And the top 10% earn $62,000 a year, and this is definitely something you can do from the comfort of your own home. Web developer. The top annual 10% is $86,000. I actually think that's a little low. But basically, you're building the backbone of a website. And you have to know HTML or CSS or JavaScript to be a successful web developer. But given that a lot of companies are looking to grow their online presence, this is another hot field that if you like to code, if you have some creative side, this would be a very interesting opportunity to look at. Video editing. Given the explosion of YouTube, everyone is out there looking for video editing, a video editor, someone to help them create YouTube videos. Companies right now are really starting to see that people are getting away from the standard cable, like the DirecTVs or the Comcast, and they're consuming a lot of content on YouTube. So to access that audience, they're going to start creating more and more YouTube videos, and they're going to need video editors to help them, put together their videos. So this, if you're like this, then this is something that you can for sure look into. If you love to write, then a freelance writer. You can write for a variety of clients. You can produce editorials, advertising, marketing, a blog, or other written material. You can write books, brochures, manuals, movie scripts. If you love to write, this is something you can do from anywhere as long as you have access to a computer. And I would say typewriter, but that would be dating myself. So, blogging. Do you love to write about your passion? you can create a simple website and just start writing every day, create content about what you love to do. And, there's some very famous bloggers who make well over $1 million a year. There's Pat Flynn, there's Brandon Gailey. This says John Lee Dumas. He makes his through podcasting, which is a spoken version of blogging. But you can see blogging is a very lucrative way to make money if you continually create content that people read, and you can just monetize your blog to produce a high income. And this is one of my favorite ways to make income, is I love to write about my niche, which is how to make money online. So blogging is definitely something you can do from anywhere. All you need is access to a computer or a laptop, and you just write, and that's what you can do for blogging. Copywriting, this is if you are great at writing persuasive ads or articles. People are always looking for copywriters to help them with their marketing. If you're very creative, if you're good at persuasion, then copywriting is another hot field. Everyone is looking for a copywriter to help them. This says the top 10% annual salary is $73,000. I actually think that's very low, because I know a couple of people that have hired copywriters and they've spent well over $100,000 for that service. So then the last one, affiliate marketing. This is where you promote other people's products on your website, your YouTube channel, social media, wherever. And if someone goes and buys that product through you, you get a commission. The top 10% is $70,000, but if you take this seriously and you do this full time, you can make a 7-figure income. There's numerous affiliate marketers that are on YouTube. There's Franklin Hatchett, Spencer Meekum, there's Zach Crawford. All of them have earned well in excess of seven figures, over $1 million a year, just through affiliate marketing alone. So that are the top 13 jobs that I have found for online if you're an introvert. Affiliate marketing is the one that, if you would like to learn more, I'll leave a link down below for some of the training programs. It's the one that I recommend. It's, to me, the most fun. You can use affiliate marketing for not just make money online, but if you have a hobby that you want to do. For instance, let's say you're really into health and you want to create a YouTube or a course, or you want to create a website about health. You can monetize that by promoting other health products. So I will leave a link down below. And like I said, affiliate marketing is definitely something that interests me. And if you would, if you want to learn more, I'll leave a link down below for some of the courses I recommend. So that is it for today's video. If you like this, please leave a comment down below and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time.